Hey guys, Dib the Awesome here, and to proudly announce or make a video on or is it Wyrmald? Yeah, Wyrmald. Wyrmald. It's a upcoming item gathering progression island. You have to get the tokens in order to unlock the island for his cells. But it's a new I don't know what we call them like in terms of the specific category, but like we'll say like a token island monster. Yeah, we'll call them that. Basically the same level of importance as Gorg's island and Dunra, pretty much really big game-changing monsters. And this one's actually a special monster. Wyrmald is very special because we of the community got to decide, we got an opportunity to choose what kind of monster he was. And originally he was going to be a support monster with area dodge trait, as a trait, not like like a buff, but like an actual trait. So he's able to dodge all area skills, and thanks to our combined efforts, we now have we now have a monster who is a support monster. He's a light attacker with support skills, so it's just an add-on. So he still has support skills, but he's a damage dealer with area dodge. So basically, we just slapped attacker onto that, cause that's fair. That's totally cool. So basically, we just made him slightly more powerful. That's what we did. See, that's what we did. Instead of the community making a nice, fair, monster, we made him busted. We added more stuff to it. Okay, so we already got a tank. How about we add a giant bazooka, Gatling guns on the front, and then like quad shotguns in the back. Why not? In case anyone wanted to jump back and look. Nah, get out of here. Now I theorize that this monster will go one of two ways. I don't know if is the thing actually on the wiki here? Is it on the Facebook? Does it say the monster's moveset yet? I don't know if they chose a. Oh, it's not gonna let me move. I actually don't know. So I don't know the exact move set yet, but oh god, nice. Everything was going everywhere. No one knows the exact. I don't know specifically. I don't know if anyone else knows the move set. It's not. I don't know it as the time of recording this video, but this can actually go one of two ways. It wouldn't really, if it does have an area remove all negative effects, this is actually going to be really huge, because that would mean just the main game plan is to make sure this thing goes first, and the other monsters don't even have to be fast. And regardless of what the enemy does in terms of a deny sense, unless it's like cooldowns activated, it just wouldn't matter. Everyone has this monster, and then if everyone got O'Reilly too, that means there's gonna be a lot of defenses with area dodge. In fact, we now have a monster with area dodge. A third one. We've had O'Reilly, we've had Helguden, and then we have Wyrmald here, aka Wyrmald. Wyrmald. We got this boy here, also with area dodge, which means we now have monsters in the game. We now have 3 monsters in this game that all have area dodge. Which means there can now be defenses now where you're just immune to area dodge. No matter what the enemy does, they have to single target you out. They can't do any area skills. This is huge. I will say this monster, with all token monsters, will be must have. And then what was the bad way? I was kind of hinting towards, I could say this goes either one of two ways. One, it could either be, extremely amazing, with a support skill that has, removal negative effects, so you can pretty much clear any deny. What's the other outcome? What's the bad outcome? There's actually not a bad outcome. I kind of joked there, my boys and gals. There's only one way this will go. It's going to be really great. It can't be bad. I will say this. It can't be bad. Whatever they plan on doing, it can't be bad. It just can't. Because it's already now it's a damage dealer with support. almost it might have area effects because all of his skills might do area skills, which is huge. That is really huge. If he will probably have area buffs while he's doing damage, and like since if you're running a team full of area dodge monsters, that's not gonna really the enemy can't area remove negative positive effects, and they also can't apply area negative effects even if they have a single target area effect to it. The area effect will actually not work. So that's huge. That's a huge, my boy, huge. It's like huge, like huge, my boy. Huge. Really, really, really strong. So this is gonna be good. What do I theorize in terms of the support skills? I can imagine, Dragon Hater, as stereotypical as that sounds, it would probably have it would have Dragon Hater. It would probably have Dragon Hater, and it'll be an extra turn skill. That's what it will probably wind up being. It will have an extra turn skill that gives itself Dragon Hater, because why not? Because screw the Dragon type. Because why not? That's obvious. It's gonna have Dragon. You guys know. It's gonna have an extra turn skill. It's gonna have a Hater skill. It's good. Hater with an extra turn built into it. It might have a accuracy boost too or something. I can see it having accuracy boost. It looks, spears have always been known to be accurate weapons. You just stab straight. They're pretty accurate weapons. So I can see it having precision. I can see it having a 70 damage skill on a 1 to 0 turn cooldown. I can see that. It might have like a plain area damage skill. I don't know if I'm actually curious to know if whether or not it'll have area dodge like as a support skill. That could also be huge. Like if it gets area dodge as a buff, that's that's kind of crazy. That would be really crazy, actually. Deny in general would just be dead. Like, area deny just wouldn't do anything anymore. And that's actually huge. I feel like this, like... Let's say you do have, like, a team of area dodge monsters, right? This is actually huge in the sense of an offensive presence. I guess I want to talk about that real quick. Area dodge monsters are kind of ridiculous in this game because... we're running monsters nowadays with like taunt or mega taunt, so you have to prioritize those monsters first, meaning the other two monsters on the team are completely fine to everything. So I feel like in terms of an offensive sense, like, because you can't change your defense every match, right? You can't just like, oh hey, you're getting notified of an attack, do you want to change your base? You can't do that. And a lot of the defenses actually run area skills because that's always been a thing in the game. I feel like with triple monsters with area dodge effects is pretty strong. It can be really, really strong because they're not going to be all affected by anything, really. You can run like sustain relics. Now, I'm pretty sure this thing will have a healing mask. I'm 100% sure this thing will have like a mask as one of the relics. I can see mask and like chest plate, like armor. So... I can see that would be it. That would be its rune setup. I can't see it having a sword because it's got a lance, so it doesn't make any sense to me. So I can see a mask and an armor plate just looking at this thing, even though it's not. It's already wearing armor, but that's what I see. So that will probably what it will be. And there's the other like area dodge monsters also can hold mask, so it has a lot of sustain. And if you're just single targeting them out and it's not a damage dealer in a way, it's and it's not gonna, you're not gonna get rid of it anytime soon, and you can't really control it forever. So it's whatever. You can always, like, let's say people are running these kind of like a 3 area dodge team on defense, you can run probably all damage dealers in a sense. You just like, because I don't think this thing will have deny. I think that's the one thing this thing won't have is a deny, like area deny skill. If it does, that's that's huge. But I don't think it will have one. It seems if it's going to be a damage dealer with support skills, then I don't think it'd have deny. I don't think that would be its job. So if anything, it'll have like stun. That's the extent of what it would have. If it did have an area deny skill, it'd probably be stun. Um, what was I saying? The I can't remember what I was saying. So moving on. Um, oh yeah, but yeah, you'd run damage dealers. Yeah, if you were to fight like a defensive base with all area dodge monsters on it, just run single target damage dealers. Because you're not gonna be able to control each and every single one forever, and you might as well just solidly kill them. There's no reason not to at this point, because that's your best next option, is just to kill them just outright. You can't just, you know, control them in the game. You can't do that. That's out the window. You have to get rid of them immediately, because they just do a bunch of things when you don't. With O'Reilly's area control effects, Helgudin's really nice dark damage burst, and then this thing's constant support. I can see it just being an atrocious team to deal with. Like it's gonna be horrible to deal with these kind of things. Is there anything else I want to talk about with this monster? I actually wonder who they actually decided to pick in the end, because there were a lot of interesting ones for the possible moveset for this thing, and others were like, they're never gonna do this. They wouldn't do this. They wouldn't choose this one. But I'm interested to see what they actually wound up deciding on the end, because I don't really know. Anything else I want to talk about in terms of this monster? No, that seems to be it. Just so you guys know, you do want to take the time to watch these trailers. It's very, very beneficial to get the tokens while they're on, trailers, because then you have to fish for the rest. That's usually never fun. So watch trailers this weekend. Do take the time to do that. You'll like yourself. You'll love yourself. You do all that stuff. There's also a breeding event. You can also get tokens from breeding. Now, this is actually an interesting thing, because getting legendaries from breeding events nowadays just isn't all that common. So I don't know if this is actually a high chance of actually getting these monsters. Like, I think it's the same ratings as usual nowadays, and that doesn't seem to be realistic. I don't ever usually get a legendary from events anymore, so there's that. So I don't really have much of an opinion on any of these monsters, really, because nowadays all these monsters are very, very countered by now meta monsters. Like Charmless is like the best one, and that's countered by Flambe. So in a sense of just doing this event just for the monsters and not really the tokens, I gotta say it's not really worth doing. Like, none of these monsters are like busted. Like Charmless is still really good against anticipation games. Obviously it's ridiculous, but that's the extent of that. Like, I see, but like anytime I see this thing being pulled out, Marquise is there. So Flambe is just gonna be there. Like, anticipation in general is there, and it just doesn't do any good, especially against those War Master Ragnarok bases. It's kind of terrible in those matchups. Dungeon Master is the second runner-up. Really nice control. Total Blind's going to be huge in terms of dealing with, the recent control immunity anticipation monster. Well, that's the extent of that. It's countered by extra turn, monsters. So everyone nowadays has extra turn skills. So Total Blind in general, it's kind of a hit or miss. It depends if your cooldowns activate as well, because you just can't let them extra turn on a Total Blind. Defeats the whole purpose of Total Blind if they can just cheese their way out of Total Blind, and then just do a skill to damage you. But that's the extent of that. I don't know the probability again. I don't know the probability of getting a legendary monster. I don't know if it's higher or lower in the birthday event. I just don't know. But that's it for this video. I'm done talking about this man. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below of what you guys think he will have for skills. Again, I thought he'd have, an area remove negative effects. I feel like he'll have a 70 damage skill, like on a 0 to 1 turn cooldown. I feel like he'll have Dragon Hater with an extra turn proc into it. That's kind of what I'm saying right now. And maybe like an area damage boost too. But that's the extent of that. Again, I'm Dib the Awesome, and I'll catch you guys later.